Well, hello, it's Richard Pears from Finextra TV, and a great day today. Always love to talk to the winners of the Sustainable Finance.live hackathon, and that's who we've got with us today. So we've got Hassan Sheikh, we've got Alok Singh, we've got Neetu Kushwaha, and what a great team. They won the emerging class for the Sustainable Finance.live hackathon. Dr. Alok Singh, I should say, doctor, every one of them's a doctor. And all working through the Oxford Sustainable Finance Group, Smith School of Enterprise and the Environment at the University of Oxford. Alok is a research associate in machine learning, Hassan a career development fellow in nature finance, and Neetu a research associate in machine learning. Welcome everyone, how are you?
Yeah, great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, well, great. It's been a pleasure getting to know you a little bit over the last couple of weeks as you've been working on the hackathon, and congratulations on your win. You called yourselves NatureMind AI platform, which is great. And as I still understand it, I'm still learning. You were taking on the resilient planning sort of finance challenge, a multi-agent AI system to address the fragmented data and complex regulation cycle. So tell us a bit more about the solution. First of all, Hassan, perhaps you could help us out and understand what it was you were trying to focus on and what the solution was.
Sure. I can give a bit of introduction on what the actual pain points are there. So we started basically with the question that since I work in nature finance broadly, one of the challenges that I've come across of which corporations or asset owners have been facing are the extreme weather events such as floods, heat waves, storms, which are not just increasing in frequency, but also the intensity. So if we just take the example of traditional infrastructure, such as, your water drains or embankments around your rivers, they're actually based on historical data, and very little consideration is made on future scenario projections, which means that if we are not able to understand our exposure to such hazards that well, we are basically putting lots of critical infrastructure at risk. So a very easy example is, we have 8 million properties in the UK itself, which are at risk of flooding by 2050, or just last year in 2024, we saw around 7,000 rail cancellations. So the rail infrastructure itself is at risk as well. And then you have the commercial buildings, and then the UK itself has committed to 30 by 30 biodiversity targets to meet its target 19 of the GBF. And this is where we thought, what we need is basically better decision making for infrastructure resilience in our economy. And this is where we basically thought that, okay, how is this done currently? And we went on to find that, corporations currently, they do not really have the capacity to understand or even consider such nature-based interventions or nature-based infrastructure or even a hybrid infrastructure. And they do not have, time to basically go ahead. So they would probably hire consultants or go through fragmented data, hire any domain experts in it, do a lot of manual processing. And by the time they're doing this, they would prefer to go for traditional infrastructure. So this is where we basically come in with our NatureMind AI intelligence platform. So it's basically an agentic AI system that connects the geospatial financial information or any imagery information to basically deliver more traceable and interoperable kind of insights for decision makers itself. Maybe Alok, you would want to talk a bit more on the architecture itself?
Yeah, Alok, tell us, just for people that don't fully understand what agentic AI is yet, how the architecture works, but then, what is the difference between an agentic AI and what people may be getting used to through their own experience of, say, ChatGPT or something?
So thank you. As already Hassan discussed, the people are facing problem because data is fragmented and data is in different format. and they need different sources to get all those data from different sources. So what basically agentic AI does, like we got a different agent to do that particular kind of a task. So we have for this particular task we focus over Oxford SI, and like we have one agent which basically looks for flood risk. So it basically takes the data related to flood and then visualize it and look for the related nearby uh, infrastructure which are at the risk. And we have another agent which is kind of a finance agent which collect the data related to financial hazards, financial loss we can have, and we had in historical data. And collecting all these like information, this is what the multi-agentic architecture come. All these agents are collect the data, process it, and pass it to the one centralized.
Alok, you froze up
Sorry.
there for just 1 second, so we'll carry on. But yeah, so all the different agents, basically, it's a bit like us. We're in a team. We've each got assigned a task. We go off and do our task, but then we come back together and amalgamate that for the result that the inquirer is looking for. Is that my understanding correct?
Yeah, totally. Like every agent is acting as a kind of a domain expert and will collect the data and will delivers us a PDF report, which is like with all the insights.
Fantastic. Very good. Hassan, I know Neetu as well. Your thoughts on this? What was your experience putting this together in terms of the results that you were getting back, either of you?
As a team, we have implemented this as a collaboratively, and we have implemented using different Python languages and CrewEye frameworks as well. And you can think agent as has a brain and which has a task. Whenever a task comes and agent thinks about it, which tools to use, they has a memory as well, local memory, global memory. So to reduce the API cost, we use the caching layer as well. So the whenever a user first time asks anything, any questions, any query, they will fetch the first time they will fetch something from the API, geospatial API, any Sentinel API we are using. And after that, after fetching, we store that part that results into a caching layer. So second time the user asks the same query, we can use the caching layer so that we have a less API cost as well and the time.
So energy, APIs, cost, speed, all of these things are then basically improved because you've cached it. And I suppose as you build that up, if you're working in a bank or a planning office, you're going to start to get repeatability of those queries. They're going to be probably 80% the same after time, I imagine.
Yeah, many times user ask a same query for the same state or same city actually. So we can store that one, and any user second time asks the same, we already have the data. So less time, latency is less, and the throughput is less as well.
Amazing, very good. So tell us a little bit, how did you all meet up? You know, obviously you're in the merging team, you're associated with the University of Oxford, but tell us, how did you all meet up?
I can probably answer that. I mean, it's not a very exciting answer, but all of three of us are colleagues, so we worked in the same group, and that's how we worked on a couple of similar projects. And since I was working more on the nature side of things, there were some exploratory research we were doing as part of nature finance and AI intersection, and we thought, maybe this is something we would want to just test what we've been doing as more on the research side, and how we can potentially either make it commercial or at least go out there into the market and understand if there's something we can do what the market needs.
Yeah, perfect. So this gave you a nice opportunity to sort of come together and develop a sort of a thesis, if you will. So what's your plans? What do you hope to do to take the solution forward?
Yeah, we're looking to partner up with infrastructure developers or local governments. So something, a request that we also made during the hackathon, that, if you represent any of these organizations, we are, since, all of us work in full-time jobs, we are trying to build a minimal viable product. And it would be great, if it's something which is a bottleneck for you and you're considering kind of a specific platform like what we've described, to help in decision making, we are very much happy to kind of work on a kind of a MVP for 2 to 3 months, and then we hope to then pitch it for seed funding to VCs.
Yeah, fantastic. And certainly through the conference, we saw that there is a big skills gap, a lot of complex infrastructure, lots of different stakeholders, lots of different data. It's absolutely crying out for a solution like this so that we can combine, nature, infrastructure and finance stakeholders and speed up decision making and accuracy so that we protect people, planet and profit. So I think you'll have people very enthusiastic to follow up with you. How was the hackathon though? How was the hackathon experience, and working with the NEA One platform and working with the mentors, etc.? How did it all work out for you?
Yeah, for me, I've not done a hackathon like this specifically, so this was new in its way. That there was a at the intersection of just nature, finance, or resilient infrastructure, nature as resilient infrastructure, since it's a very nascent field in itself. I found it very interesting on how personally a lot of the research I've been doing over the past couple of years, how to translate that into some real world commercial products or just real world impact. So my experience over the past 10 days, where we engaged with not just within the team, but with the mentors, there was a lot to learn on specifically the business development and the commercial side of things, and the market kind of research side of things. So for me, I feel it also allowed us to work to clarify on what our in-house capabilities are and where do we lack internally and where do we need more improvement, basically. Maybe Alok and Neetu, if you have others.
Yeah, like coming from a computer science background, we have attended multiple hackathons, but not really like where the hackathon meet. It combined with the startup pitch as well, so it was kind of a bit of new experience where we came up with the pitch and finished that particular kind of a pitch in a limited time, and coming up getting advice from mentors as well, from different expertise. That was also a really nice experience or good learning as well.
Good to hear. And final word with Neetu, perhaps.
Yeah, it was a great learning experience, you can say, and especially working under a tight timelines and turning your idea into a working solution. And I think winning as an emerging team was a proud moment for our team as well.
Yeah, well, I think sometimes you need deadline pressure and everything to turn ideas into action, don't you? And as I said at the time, that's where innovation is born from. It's born from action. So congratulations to all of you for applying your intellect into this exercise. It's going to take a lot more people to do that, to solve the problems that you outlined at the beginning, Hassan. But thanks so much for contributing. And obviously, we'll be doing everything we can to share your progress. And hopefully, in a year's time, we can talk about how much progress you've made. But for now, thank you so much, all of you, for joining us. Goodbye.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.